Hey everyone, Vega here for SerpentX Tech, and in this video I'm just going to be taking you along with me on the journey as we add this RTX 3070 Founders Edition that I actually got from Best Buy for MSRP for once to my Nvidia system. Now we already have my Nvidia system mining on Hive just fine, a couple of rejected shares and something else I want to show you here in a minute, but we need to add it to the bottom rig here. So the bottom rig is my Nvidia mixed rig. All 8 GPU bays or slots are taken up, including a 9th slot where the 3060 non-TI is connected directly to the by 16 slot. But we also have a 6 GPU frame right here. We actually have 2 slots, one in the back and one in the front. So we're going to put the 3070 up front here. And what I want to walk you through is a couple of things. First off, before we go through those steps, make sure you hit the like button if you like content like this, and make sure to get subscribed to stay up to date with the channel. Something I want to point out here is if we look down this row of GPUs, we can see one of these GPUs is not on the same page, and that's the Zotac 3070 non-LHR, and the fan speed just dropped off like a rock. What I'm noticing is one of my fans is dying. Even though the other fan is running at 100%, the back fan will sometimes zero out, and what I had to do is actually come to the actual GPU, which is way over here, and flip that fan, you know, just give it a quick flick, and then the fan will start ramping up. Sometimes, you know, your miner might report that the fan's not working at all when it is, especially when these GPUs have 0 RPM enabled. So just keep an eye on that, make sure your thermals are good, which the thermals were. I just want to make sure that I point that out to you guys. So anyways, let's open up this 3070 and get started. There she is in all her glory. Single 8-pin, so that's good. Oh, it's a 12-pin. I never had a Founders Edition 3070 or 3060 Ti, so that's very interesting to me. So we're probably going to need the special adapter that comes in the box. Yep. Single 8-pin to 12-pin. That connector is so small. It's going to take a while to get used to that. So it's really a 6-pin, extra small compared to the normal 6 pins that we're used to. That tells me in the future, those other 6 pins that are blank are going to be filled out as we transition to PCI-E 5.0. That's really tacky, guys. That's really tacky. Anyways, looks really good. Back plate's nice and smooth. Got the cutout for the airflow. Looks like we got some decent sized heat pipes in there. I/O, obviously a couple 3 display ports, 1 HDMI. It's really a clean aesthetic. I mean, it really is beautiful piece of, like, this would be a nice piece of art if I didn't need it to hash away or game. And the display box is really nice too. So anyways, with that all taken out, there's nothing else we need from in here. The pamphlet, wow, that's a thick book. That's a thick quick start guide. I don't know if you need all that. All right, so as far as wiring, I'm not gonna show you guys how to, you know, wire it in, but I want to add it, and before I do that, what I know for a fact is going to happen from my experience is when I add this GPU, even though I'm adding it to a PCI-E slot or a different PCI-E ID, it's going to mess up or jumble up my GPUs here. So what I normally like to do is I like to go and take a screenshot, you know, using the snippet tool or whatever you got, to take a screenshot of your current clocks, or you can open up a notepad and just copy everything down to that notepad just in case. To do that, obviously, we can go up here to all and we can copy everything onto the notepad. Just remember what section you're in. Let's go ahead and open up a notepad. Just remember what section you're in. So the top one is core. Second one is mem. And then power targets obviously vary, especially on a mixed rig. So the last thing I want is, even though my fan speeds are all the same, the last thing I want is, say for example, my 3080 power limits and TDP to be set for the 3070. I had that actually happen to where the 230 watt power limit for my 3080 applied to the 1660 Ti or 1660 Super. That could be very bad. Obviously that causes the miner to crash, lock up, system lock up. But sometimes if it doesn't lock up, it is going to try to pull that power from the GPU if capable or within the parameters outlined by Hive. You'll see it if you're familiar with Hive, where it tells you it's under the power limit or over the power limit. So I need to get my Fix-It kit actually. Let's go ahead and add that to the pile. I need to clean up over here. But we're going to get the iFixit kit because we're going to want to tighten down this GPU to the frame. Just make sure your riser locks into place. But we need to shut down this rig, obviously. So we're going to go to power, shut down, make sure we confirm and that it completely shuts down. I'm going to have to hit the power button on the server power supply. I actually have 2 HP server power supplies, one here and one that's very hard to see, but it's right here, and they're synced up. Obviously too many cables to actually see it, but I have a synchronizing cable between the two, so that way when I hit power on one, it turns off the other. So let's make sure it's shutting down. Keep an eye on that. And then I'm just going to add the GPU, and we'll see where the new GPU shows up in here, and then that's going to determine you know, what I set everything to. So let's go ahead and zero those out. Actually, we can leave it. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. If I get it to the system fast enough, when it boots up, we should be good. All right, so there we go. We got the GPU, you know, wired in, riser, PCI-E by 1 connection. Really don't like this adapter, but what can you do? Now we just need to hit the power cable in the back here. All right, and we want to keep an eye, make sure that the Asus motherboard is picking up everything, all the connections. If we have any issues, we need to power off. Nope, everything's good. All right, so it's booting up, and I'm gonna refresh this, the Hive dashboard, because we want to catch it. We want to see where the new 3070 shows up, honestly. So let's go back to the main farm. All right, where are you at? Where are you at? 3070, 3070, 3070. Nvidia right here. So it applied my 1660 Ti clocks to it. So we need to move it back one. So 85, we need to add 120 here, and that would take care of the 3070. What else was it? So 1700, I need to look for where 1700 is, and we need to do 0, or what are we gonna do? We're gonna do 2300. So 1700, we're gonna do 2300 for the memory clock, and then the 1660 Ti had 80 on the clock. It definitely can't do well, yeah, we need to catch this quick. All right, so we're just gonna put a 0 right there. All right, so boom, we caught it. Let's make sure we apply the settings, save, and see OC failed. So we're probably gonna need to reboot the system. Let's see if it crashes the system. Hasn't crashed it yet. So we're gonna refresh this page. And see, that moved everything up. That moved everything up and messed up a lot of other stuff below it. And it's just the way the motherboard's validator show the PCI-E slots or PCI-E IDs and how Hive interprets it. Because how your hardware interprets it and how the software interprets it, like Awesome Miner would show these GPUs in a different configuration than Hive. So it really just depends. All right, so we got our 3060, we got our 3070, we got a 3060 Ti, another 3070. I believe that's the Founders one. No, that's not the Founders one. 2080, then the Founders. Yeah, then the Founders, then a 1660 Ti, a 3070 Zotac, that's the one that's giving me issues with the fan, 3060 Ti non-LHR, 3080, 1660 Super, excuse me, 1080 Ti, 1660 Super, 3080, 3060 Ti, 1660 Super. All right, so all GPUs are there. It reads as 13. We got 14 GPUs total, 0 through 14, and we should be good. Let's reboot the system though, because again, with that 3070 being added, it messed up the whole order of things. And that's what you gotta do. Either you zero everything out and just try to catch it, or if you leave your clocks in there and it messes up your whole PCI-E IDs, just try to catch it in time. I didn't catch it in time, causing my system to lock up. So I'm rebooting now, and we're gonna see again, validating everything's working, everything's connected, it is. And hopefully we should see the system come back up and apply the clocks to your appropriate GPU. So let's see here, Nvidia 3070, it's got 2300 on the MEM, 0 on the core. You can see some of these other cards that are very similar. I have minus 400 on the MEM, 2300, or minus 400 core, 2300 on MEM. Some of these cards are very wonky. Silicon lottery and stuff plays into it. So even though some person may be like, yeah, you're doing it wrong, do it with this core and this MEM, it may not work for your GPU. So you just have to test and tune for your specifications, your conditions, if it's hot, cold, all that kind of stuff. So sorry if this video is running a little bit longer. I just wanted to take you along with me on my journey as we add the 3070 Founders Edition. Really beautiful card, aesthetically pleasing. I hate the fact that this adapter's on there, but as I mentioned, we're gonna see a lot of changes coming with PCI-E 5.0 and the new power requirements of these GPUs. Very beautiful. Let's see if we're getting some air. Yeah, we're getting some good airflow out the back here. So that's just gonna suck that air right out. Of course, all the 3000 series GPU has an opening in the back here. So we just got a chain of airflow coming this way and being mixed with the cool air coming from out back. All right, so that's it. Just wanted to show you that. You know, just gotta make sure you're double checking everything. When you add a GPU, especially if you're on Hive OS, just be aware that the clocks and it's gonna get all crazy or jacked up because the way the PCIe or the ID is read by Hive or the motherboard, they don't always line up. But hopefully that helps you out in some form or fashion, especially for my newbies out there. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments down below, and I'm sure one of the professionals in the crypto mining space will be eager to help us out. You all have yourself a wonderful day. Please do me a favor on the way out, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and notification bell to stay up to date with what's going on, as well as check out some of the links in the description to help support the channel. You all have yourself a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.